Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to a giddy Wrestling Days, an over-the-moon Wrestling Days, because on WWE Backstage we finally got to hear from CM Punk. I'm over the moon about that, but I'm also over the moon because Fox included a very short clip from this channel. It was actually included in the little intro video just before the CM Punk segment. I had no idea about it. I don't care. It's amazing. It's like one of the greatest moments of my life. And I joked on Twitter that I'd heard rumours that CM Punk himself had insisted that I was included in that video package. Now, of course, I am the person that's starting those rumours, right? But feel free to spread them around. Yeah, amazing. Fox, thank you so much. Just incredible. Really has made, like, my year, my life. So, yeah, very, very cool. But moving on to CM Punk, moving on to the serious stuff. CM Punk was on WWE Backstage. In fact, the show is still on right now. And, yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. There's like a David Arquette promo school thing going on at the moment. He just kind of ripped into CM Punk and his MMA career, which was a little bit cheeky. CM Punk actually said you should have gone further. Like, if you've got good material for a promo, really milk it, really go for it. So CM Punk seems to be quite up for things at the moment. But before this, there was a sit-down interview with CM Punk, and I've written down everything that he said. Some really interesting stuff in there. He hasn't ripped into anyone. They've not really asked him specifics yet. I'm not sure if we're going to get that later in the show, but I was kind of getting the vibe they might save it for like next week. But he said he hasn't spoken to anyone at WWE. He is employed by Fox, and we knew this. He says that he can criticise WWE as a result. And he was asked about returning to WWE. Renee Young talking about the Rumble or WrestleMania. He said that he's not actively pursuing that. And it's a case that you can believe what you want. He actually said not long ago that he had auditioned for Backstage and hadn't heard if he had been successful or not. So again, you know, clearly he had heard. Unless this was very lastminute.com. So I do think if there is going to be an in-ring return, he's certainly not going to tell us about it on WWE Backstage. So read into all of that whatever you will. He says, maybe they'll chant my names at the shows. And Renee Young said, oh yeah, because they've stopped. You know, the way that CM Punk was talking, he was saying, don't get people onto the idea of an in-ring return, because they'll be chanting my names at shows. And Renee pointing out they haven't ever stopped chanting his name at shows. And then they moved on to the subject of what is wrestling like. He's been catching up with it. And they moved on to the subject of modern day wrestling. He said that modern day wrestling could be better. He says that it was overproduced, micromanaged, seemed to be very similar to how it was when he was in wrestling like 5-6 years ago. Seemingly things haven't really changed. He says that he's very impressed with NXT. He likes the NXT thing. And he was told that when he was in developmental, he might not be brought up to TV. So he says he can kind of relate with that developmental NXT vibe. And he says, you know, they haven't been tainted, was his word. They're kind of like new toys as well. So it seems like he's got a real appreciation for NXT. And it seems like he's not overly impressed with the rest of the product. He did say on Twitter the other day that some of the things that really stood out were the women. The women seem to have stepped up, and clearly he feels like everything else is pretty much the same. And that was about it. That was about everything that he went through. And as we said, we've got this promo school thing segment that they're doing right now. I'm not sure if there's going to be anything else controversial coming out of CM Punk. So that's why I thought I'd just do this video right now. Let me know your thoughts if you watched the show down in the comments below. Again, thank you so much as well to Fox because that was an incredible moment. And yeah, really, honestly, I'm enjoying the show. And not just because this face was a part of it. I actually think it's pretty decent, so I think this might become a part of my regular viewing. So, okay guys, so turns out I was totally wrong. I just went to edit this video and they actually started just talking to CM Punk. So I've got some more notes to go through. So they asked him what he thought about the opening segment to SmackDown this week. Obviously that was when Baron Corbin brought out the big dog, that guy in like the dog costume, and CM Punk said it was garbage. He even said to Paige, confirm with me, this was garbage, right? And Paige did confirm that. He actually said it made him regret taking this job. He said that he didn't know about Baron Corbin. That's one of the guys he's got to like bring himself up to speed on, which I thought was quite interesting. They also asked him what he thought about Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio at Survivor Series. He said that Rey was awesome, and he said a motivated Brock is amazing. So no, I don't know if it's a little dig in there, but he's kind of saying or implying that Brock Lesnar isn't always motivated. So a motivated Brock is amazing. He said that this was going to be a special match, a diamond in the rough, and he said the Chicago crowd could be the third person. So we're just at commercial break right now. I'm going to wait before I upload this because they're actually going to talk about Seth Rollins' comments next. Seth Rollins actually, when he heard that CM Punk was back, said, fight me, CM Punk. So they're going to touch on that. I'm expecting CM Punk to say that he has no plans to return to the ring, blah, 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 blah. But let's wait and see. Guys, it was amazing. It was absolutely awesome. This final part was everything that I hoped for. It was absolutely insane. So we went back to the show. Renee Young was talking about Seth, and CM Punk said, Seth needs to stop tweeting. He says, sometimes it's all right for people to think that you're a fool. So shut your mouth rather than open your mouth and then remove all doubt. He says that it's very difficult to stay fresh and relevant. And there was a little joke in there about who Renee's favourite member of The Shield is. Of course, she is married to Jon Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose. And yeah, she said, like, any final advice? And he said, stop tweeting, take a break. And so go on hiatus. He was, firing a couple of little shots. But it didn't end there, right at the end of the show. And the show has only just finished. He was cutting a promo on Tom Arnold. I've got no idea who this is. But he was doing a great promo, really ripping into him. He was saying you couldn't even take me bowling, was a great line. And just at the very end, he said, go search for relevancy, Tom. And out of nowhere dropped Seth Rollins' name in, and Booker T got excited. Booker T was like, oh! He is looking for an in-ring return. It's brilliant. Twitter's blown up. The show has just finished. Do you know what? It was brilliant. Honestly, from start to finish, this was must-watch TV. This was absolutely must-watch TV. I'm so pleased that I watched it. If you missed it, don't worry. we've pretty much covered everything here. I've been kind of recording this as we've been going along, so I don't miss anything or forget anything. So it's all in here, but still, it was done really, really well. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.